Okay, for John Lewis, the media, the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton supporters, and any other stubborn individual that has no accountability or honesty whatsoever, I'm going to break it down for the 100th time, but please listen to me. I'm going to explain the election, exactly what happened, and you tell me if you think Russia is the reason that Hillary Clinton lost. Are you ready? Here we go. So the Democratic Party has Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders is massively popular. He's selling out stadiums. Hillary Clinton, not even filling up cafeterias. The Democratic Party must have been really happy to have someone bringing that many people registering as Democrats, right? No, absolutely not. They pretended like Bernie Sanders didn't even exist. It's like he didn't even exist. And when they talked about him, he was a misogynist, he was old, he was radical, he was crazy. They were bringing up old rape fantasy stories of him. Complete misrepresentation of him. Meanwhile, on the other side, Donald Trump's gaining momentum. People are listening to him. They must have not talked about him either, right? Nope. Actually, they gave him 23 times as much press as Bernie Sanders. They gave him $2 billion in free airtime. They gave Donald Trump $2 billion in free airtime and 23 times as much as Bernie Sanders. That was their strategy. Brilliant. Okay, so leading up to the first state, they're already saying like it's over. Hillary Clinton's gonna win. Bernie doesn't even exist. He has no chance. The first state, Bernie Sanders comes in a virtual tie. It's so close, they don't even know who won it first. They must have reported that Bernie had a chance now, right? Wrong. They said it was a flop. He wasn't going to win the key states, and the mainstream media, including Google, was positioning the delegate count with superdelegates involved. Now, superdelegates don't vote till July. They can change their mind. They did when Barack Obama gained momentum. But did Google ever explain that? Did MSNBC explain that? Did any of the mainstream media explain that? No, absolutely not. They wouldn't tell a single soul because they didn't want people to know. They wanted everybody to think that Hillary Clinton was a shoo-in and Bernie Sanders had no chance. And guess what? Their strategy of lying absolutely worked. It started getting closer and closer, and it came down to California. They must have told people the truth then, right? No. Hillary Clinton canceled the debate after saying in Barack Obama's election that I'll debate anywhere, anytime. If you're going to run for president, you have to debate. Nope. She canceled the debate. And then what happened? Maybe the most deceptive trick of the entire election. They announced that Hillary Clinton was the presumptive nominee, or preemptive nominee, whatever word they used, and that it was pretty much over. It was basically like we told you Hillary was going to win, and she already won. But California has the most delegates, which means if Bernie Sanders would have won by a significant amount, a doable amount, he would have actually been ahead in pledged delegates. He would have been ahead. They wouldn't tell people that because they didn't want them to know, because they wanted to trick people this entire election. There were accounts of voter suppression. His rallies are getting bigger. He's doing 2 or 3 a day, 20, 30,000 crowd, 50,000. Who knows? 20 plus blocks of lines to get into his rallies, to get into his speeches. Hillary Clinton still can't even fill up a gymnasium, and they're not talking about any of this. They're doing the complete opposite. They're making Hillary look like the shoo-in and Bernie Sanders looking like the guy who has no chance. What is going on? What is their strategy? All of this time, Hillary Clinton has an impending FBI investigation. They knew this. This was not new news. I tweeted about it in February, March, April. I was like, hey, Democratic Party, I just signed up for you. Are you sure you want to go with a candidate that has no fans, no attention, no supporter base, and has an impending FBI investigation? They were ignoring everybody. Bernie Sanders was bringing people like Cornel West into the Democratic platform. He was meeting with the Pope. He had tens of hundreds of millions of people worldwide giving him support, thinking that he's the answer to peace, truth, love, education, justice. The Democratic Party and the media didn't care. Everybody knew that they were being cheated and lied to. So when the WikiLeaks came out, it wasn't really a surprise to anybody. It was more a confirmation. What did the Democratic Party do then? Maybe their most arrogant move of the entire election, but that's hard to say because there were so many arrogant moves. They had the head of the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, step down. The same exact day, Hillary Clinton made an announcement and said, hey, welcome to the team, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. You're part of the Hillary Clinton campaign now. What a slap in the face to all Bernie Sanders supporters. Who is the new head of the DNC? That must have brought the people justice, right? No. Donna Brazile stepped up as the new head of the DNC, who was later exposed for leaking CNN questions to Hillary Clinton. She lied and cheated during the election of Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. CNN fired her. Meanwhile, do you ever hear the mainstream media talk about that? No, they don't. They just Russia, 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 Russia. All of this happened. So that's tens of millions of passionate, loving, peaceful people that were just completely obliterated, walked on, stepped over by the DNC and the Democratic Party. They must have reached out to Donald Trump supporters, right? Because that's really the only other place that there's people. No, they called them deplorables. They hated on them. They said they're all racist. They're all sexist. First of all, why is Hillary Clinton the only woman that anyone cares about? Kellyanne Conway is probably one of the most intelligent and best campaign managers I've ever seen. But how come it's not in the news that she was the first female campaign manager to ever win a successful presidential election? Hillary Clinton does not stand for all women. Anyway, they're attacking Trump supporters. They're attacking anybody who likes Donald Trump. And basically their campaign is, don't you hate that guy? Come over here. They're talking to no one. They hated the left. They hated the right. And then they're expecting to win an election? What is going on? Donald Trump says something like, I want to build a wall to keep illegals out. What does Hillary say? Does she admit that Obama deported 2.5 million immigrants? Does she say, well, no, I want to do some things for illegal immigrants, but I want to be a little more respectful about it? No, she didn't do that. She's like, look at the little Mexican girl on my lap. I love Latinas. Come on, what type of strategy are you doing? I tweeted as early as June, if you don't go with Bernie Sanders, you're going to lose. It's not rocket science. If you do all of these dumb things, how are you even going to win? So she has the FBI investigation. She made progressives mad. She made conservatives mad. She made new Republicans mad. She made new Democrats mad. Who is supporting her? Who is even left? Why did they do all of that stuff? So election day comes. A lot of people are overwhelmed. They hate Donald Trump. They hate Hillary Clinton. They don't know what's going on anymore. 58% of registered voters didn't even vote. 58% of people who were supposed to vote didn't go vote. There were way lower turnouts than the last election. And it had nothing to do with the fact that people are racist or sexist. It has everything to do with they bash the left, they bash the right, they bash conservatives, they bash progressives. They make a giant hate fest Hillary Clinton runs her campaign on. I'm not him. That's her whole campaign. She wasn't reaching out to anybody. Environmentalists, nobody believed her. She didn't even try to campaign in key states. She didn't talk to the working people. She didn't even do press conferences. She was breaking records for, I'm not even doing actual press conferences. Meanwhile, Trump is showing up every day talking as much as he can, and she loses the election. Do you really think Russia is the reason? Do you really think Russia is the reason for the election? I'm talking to you if you're the one saying that. I don't care if it's media. I don't care if it's you on your Facebook. I don't care if you're a friend. Do you really think Russia is the reason for this election? Do you think James Comey is the reason for this election? Or do you think maybe, just maybe, Hillary Clinton and the Democrats have a thing to learn? Do you think maybe, just maybe, Hillary Clinton and the Democrats need to take some responsibility and some accountability?